2024-2025 NBA season has been notably impacted by a series of injuries to key players, raising concerns about the underlying causes and the broader implication for the league. We're going to talk about um, some factors contributing to the surge in injuries. We're going to profile some affected players and explore potential measures to mitigate future occurrences. Now, what's up, Alex? So, injuries are a inherent aspect of professional sports, but the frequency and severity observed in the current NBA season have prompted a reevaluation of player health and safety protocols. High-profile injuries not only affect team performance, but also influence fan engagement and the league's overall competitiveness. And we're starting to get a glimpse of that because uh, viewership is down because players are not available. Whether or not it is a nationally televised game or a game that is in your local market, we're starting to see that fan interest and attendance, well, not necessarily attendance, but fan viewership amongst the TV ratings are down. Now, that will be for another video as to why the NBA attendance, not that, why I keep saying attendance, the NBA viewership is down. We're going to talk about that in another video. All right, now, some key injuries to note that have suffered. Um, some key injuries to note for this particular season so far. Kevin Durant suffered a left calf strain during the game against the Dallas Mavericks, and he's going to be sidelined for at least 2 weeks. Zion Williamson is out indefinitely due to a muscle injury in his leg, and Zion Williamson has been injury prone. John Morant, the Grizzlies guard, is expected to miss several weeks because of a pelvic injury, and he just came back from a season-ending injury he suffered last year, and on top of some suspensions that he was involved in when it comes to him being a little chitty chitty bang bang, right? AD, AD missed the game against the Grizzlies due to a left heel contusion, an issue that has reoccurred since the summer, and we all know the extensive injury history that Anthony Davis has. Perhaps arguably the most notorious one, Kawhi Leonard, the Clippers forward, missed the entire preseason due to a right knee injury, and it's been a chronic knee injury at that, raising concerns about his availability for the regular season. Now, some factors may contribute to the rise in injuries. The NBA's efforts to reduce the number of back-to-backs have led to a more compressed schedule, potentially increasing player fatigue and injury risk. Training and conditioning, variations in off-season training regimens, and the intensity of in-season practices have affected player readiness and susceptibility to injuries. Load management practices, while intended to prevent injuries, load management strategies may disrupt player rhythm and conditioning, inadvertently leading to injuries when players return to full activity. Yeah, because if one thing I understand about the human body, it is more like a machine, right? If you operate a piece of machinery, it does not like the on and off approach. It normally likes to keep things consistent. It likes even flow, right? So when you're in a groove, um, trying to rest here, start back up there, rest there, it could really have an effect on your body. So while people are trying to rest because of injuries or whatever like that, or rest because I need a spa day, and you're starting to see an increase in injuries and stuff like that. Now, the whole um, maintenance day, you're not going to play on this game. This was actually started by Greg Popovich, but a lot of pundits in the media made Kawhi Leonard out to be the face of load management when it was in fact started by Greg Popovich. Because remember in the game against the Miami Heat in 2000, I think it was like 2012, 2013, I believe, you had Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker not play in the game against the Miami Heat that night. They didn't even make the trip. And there were questions about that then. What's up, Josh Johnson? Salute to you. So, profiling some selected players, KD, known for his scoring prowess, his recent calf strain adds to the history of lower body injuries, including a ruptured Achilles tendon around 2019. Zion Williamson, despite his immense talent, his career has been marred by injuries, raising concern about his long-term durability. Because there's always been those questions about him ever since he got. Matter of fact, there was questions about that before he even got in the league. When he did his 1 year at Duke, he was out there doing all kinds of 360 dunks and all that alongside R.J. Barrett, right? There was questions about his diet and durability then, and it only got further exacerbated when he got in the league, and he was around 290, going on 300 pounds. It seemed like the road to Zion was on his way to the nearest local food joint. Then you have John Morant. The explosive guard has faced multiple injuries early in his career, highlighting the physical toll of his playing style. What's up, Kid Trunk? Salute to you. Good to see you. AD, often regarded as one of the most talented big men in the league, his career has been plagued by various injuries affecting his availability and performance. Kawhi Leonard, two-time Finals MVP, one with the Spurs, one with the Raptors. His career has been significantly impacted by knee injuries, leading to extensive absences and concerns about his future. Then, let's not forget about Joel Embiid. We see Joel Embiid, a perennial playoff choke artist, has endured a rash of injuries. Matter of fact, he had injuries to start his 2024-25 campaign. He came out saying he didn't want to play back-to-backs, and he's getting called out by Shaq about that. Matter of fact, with his injury and availability, it caused a fracas with a beat writer for the Philadelphia Inquirer. And I talked about that in the previous video. To the point where during a home loss against the Memphis Grizzlies, you had Joel Embiid shove this reporter. I think his name was Marcus Hayes or Michael Hale. All I know is he worked for the Philadelphia Inquirer, and Joel Embiid had a whole lot to say in response to what this columnist wrote, accusing the man of using his dead brother and this kid as a front for not playing basketball. And I think that was disgusting what that columnist wrote. He wasn't a beat writer, he was a columnist. And I think his name was Marcus Hayes. So why didn't that columnist get reprimanded is beyond me. But that was disgusting what he said about Joel Embiid. That led to a incident to where Joel Embiid shoved the dude, and Joel Embiid ended up getting a 3-game suspension from the league behind that. Now, the absence of star players due to injuries affect team performance, fan engagement, and the team's marketability. Teams may struggle to maintain competitiveness, and the quality of play can diminish, impacting viewership and revenue. So maybe they need to reevaluate scheduling, further adjustments to the schedule to reduce player fatigue and allow adequate recovery time. enhancing training protocols, implementing standardization training and conditioning programs focused on injury prevention. And a lot of that should be baked into these contracts. You get these guys that's getting $200-300 million contracts and stuff like that. They can't even be on the court. It's crazy. They really need to look into putting this, and they tried to do it last year with having to play so many games, so that way you could be considered for awards, and then in these awards it will be whatever award you get will have a direct impact on what kind of contract you might get in the future. So they tried to, do this last year, and they baked this into the collective bargaining agreement to some degree. So I've never been a fan of load management. My thing is, barring a legitimate injury, right? Barring that you tore a meniscus or you tore ACL or you sprained the ankle severely or something like that, get your ass out there on the court, right? Because you are paid to play 82 games. Now, when Michael Jordan was the owner of the Charlotte Hornets, right? And the question was brought up to him when it comes to load management and such. And he gave the perfect response, in my opinion, right? I know a lot of you might disagree because you have some disdain for Michael Jordan for whatever inexplicable reason. It's none of my business why you hate Michael Jordan. But Jordan came up with the perfect response, in my opinion, when it comes to that. And that he told the reporter who asked that question that the players are paid to play 82 games. So he expects them to be on the court. And you have not heard anything regarding the Charlotte Hornets when it comes to injury and load management and stuff like that outside of LaMelo Ball, who had a legitimate injury. Now, these guys supposed to be bigger, stronger, faster, more athletic, but they're not more durable. This is what we're seeing in today's NBA. So, another thing that doesn't make sense to me is, okay, you see these player injuries in the NBA and you see the rash of these injuries in the NBA. All right. Players are playing at a faster pace. But the thing was most perturbed with was them adding that play-in tournament. To me, that was the thing that really got under my skin. Like, okay, you got 82 games. You mean to tell me after 82 games we can't decide on who can make the playoffs and stuff like that? You had 82 games to figure this out. And yet, we're going to add like 1 to 2 more games at the end of 82 games to see who qualifies for the playoffs. Then why play an 82 game season? It almost defeats the purpose. Why? So we can generate more money? So we can get people like Stephen A. Smith to stop whining and bitching and moaning about the product of the league? You guys let me know what y'all think, man. Because this is crazy, right? Very crazy that we got a lot of these all-star players out. A lot of these all-star players is currently nursing injuries right now. No, let me get rid of this one. So this is the list of players that's out right now. Got Chet Holmgren out 8 to 10 weeks. KD out 1 to 2 weeks. Zion's out indefinitely along with Kawhi Leonard. John Morant out 1 to 2 weeks. Bonchero, the all-star forward for the Orlando Magic, out 4 to 6 weeks. Tyrese Maxey out 2 to 3 weeks. Paul George is another one that's on that list. right? Paul George just came back recently, but Paul George is another one who have been suffering injuries or whatever like that, right? Scotty Barnes out 2 to 3 weeks. So really got to take a look at this if you're the NBA, right? Because again, you have a issue to where you are seeing a decline in viewership, and a lot of it has to do with people not buying NBA. A lot of people going to streaming, right? You got people, going to other mechanisms outside of the ESPN and cable networks, right? What's up, Hydra? What you say? Do you think that some of it has to do with players not taking care of their bodies during the off season? Yeah, I agree, and but that would be on a case by case basis. I don't want to make that part of the collective, but I'm pretty sure there's players out there not taking care of their body during the course of the off season, or they're not giving their body enough rest. So that's a good question. But other than that, though, man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Right, YouTube got me under the shadow ban. They don't want to send notifications whenever I go live, so make sure you hit all on the mobile phone and on the laptop, so that way you could be notified whenever I go live. If you're not a subscriber to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share these videos on your social media platforms. If you want to donate to the channel, there's the Cash App $Freeway95 US. And the PayPal is paypal.me/LBryant699. Any and all donations are accepted and appreciated. Last but definitely not least, shouts out to the LDBC. This your man. Scream at me. Ho!